Hi folks, welcome to Economic Observations. My name is Chris. Today is the 13th of July, and thank you so much for watching. This video once again is sponsored by the Tanzania School Fdn, a nonprofit near and dear to my heart. There are links in the description if you would like to learn more, and there are ways you can help support it that are totally free. Thank you so much. Again, today we're going to talk about the CPI index came out, and is inflation transitory or is it here to stay? I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. I look forward to hearing your comments below. Let's get started. So the consumer price index climbed higher than expected at 5.4%. It is the biggest monthly gain since August of 2008. If you exclude food and energy, inflation increased by 4.5%, which is the largest move since September 1991. Some senior economist says we are seeing areas where there's going to be ongoing inflation pressure even after we get past some of those acute price hikes in a handful of sectors. What this also shows, it shows people are earning less money. The real average hourly earnings dropped by 0.5% for the month. Inflation has been escalating due to several factors, including the supply chain bottlenecks, which we've been hearing about and personally know about. Me personally, I think that inflation is soaring. It's all based on supply and demand. We see that rent-a-cars are up 86% from pre-pandemic levels. Airlines are raising their prices by 10% every week. The price of housing has gone up exponentially, and the price of lumber, as everyone knows, went up dramatically, but it looks like it is in a free fall similar to cryptocurrencies were a few months ago. And we are grateful for lumber because a lot of do-it-yourselfers decided not to do it themselves anymore. And the prices just got out of hand. They're not spending as much time at home. There are other options for them to go out now, whether it be a sporting event or a music venue or restaurants or bars or even to an amusement park with their family. And they're just saying, no, I'm not paying these high prices for lumber. Lumber, we know, has been transitory, right? The sawmills closed due to health reasons. They thought that demand was going to be lower, and they slowed production down to a level that they thought could be handled during the pandemic. But we all know that the demand only rose. So now that the supply and demand are evening out and people are saying, nope, I'm not going to pay that price, the price of lumber is coming down because they are finally catching up with the demand. A lot of these big box stores, the prices hasn't come down yet because they bought it at a really high price. I'm going to give you an example, and this is just my little example. I'm not a builder, but I do go to Home Depot and I buy these 1x2s, and I buy a lot of them pretty much every month. And they come in 96 inches or 8-foot lengths, and they're 1x2s. And pre-pandemic, when I was buying them, they were $2.70. And then during the pandemic, it rose to $2.90 to $3.20 to $3.50 to $3.70. 4 weeks ago, they were $3.90. I thought it was the peak, but today I went to Home Depot and they were $4.16. Now, why do I buy them? Well, I sell Tanzanian art, and when the artists send me their art, it comes in raw canvas. It looks something like this. This is just a sample. It's a small painting. So we get this painting. I turn it into something that's ready to hang on the wall, right? So this one's a 12x12, and today, the artist in Tanzania shipped 65 paintings to me, so I know that I have to start getting the frames ready for when they arrive. I know that I have 26 12x12. The others are gigantic paintings, like 80 centimeters by 100 centimeters, which is like 34 inches by 40 inches. So I have all different sizes coming. So I always have to buy the wood. I was really hesitant to buy it, but I had to suck it up, as I just want to be proactive and have the frames all ready for when they arrive next week. And I don't think waiting a week would have much of a difference. I'm not building a house with it. I'm just stretching paintings with it. But a lot of people are saying no. I'm not buying it anymore. It is transitory, meaning it's a supply and demand thing. And I also believe that rental car companies sold off a lot of their fleet during the pandemic because they were unsure as to when demand would come back. Now that demand is back, they can't buy cars because there's shortages of chips and parts, and that there is a long wait to get the cars in. So they have fewer cars now, thus bumping the prices higher because the demand is higher and people are willing to pay it. But once there are more cars in the lots and fewer people, or enough people to meet the demand, the price will come down as well. I believe that is going to happen in many sectors. It is a supply chain debacle out there. I met someone on Saturday who sells socks for TJ Maxx and Marshalls, and she said she is placing orders today, what she normally places in September and October for Christmas, because she knows that the delay in them arriving is going to be 6 months out. In the US, we have this just-in-time system that always worked without a hitch, I suppose, so companies don't have to spend money on large warehouses holding a lot of inventory. It was just-in-time logistics where it would just get shipped every month and it would arrive just when they need it. But we all know that broke down, and now the wait times for many industries and many parts is taking much longer. So maybe what we learned in this pandemic was maybe some American companies will have a stockpile. Maybe they'll start warehousing some pieces that they need for production so we don't have this problem again, right? It's better to have more than you need in case of high demand or problems with logistics than not having enough. So I think that all of these prices are transitory. And I'm also going to talk about the housing market because I also think that those prices are transitory. Everyone talks about a bubble bursting in the housing market. And I do think that the supply and then the demand are leveling off a little bit. And just like the DIYers were saying, no, I'm not paying those prices for lumber, I think a lot of new home buyers are saying, no, I'm not paying those prices for houses. The demand is not there anymore because people are getting out of their apartments and they don't, and they're going to be returning to work soon, and they don't need to have the space that they thought they did last year. So I think last year everybody was anxious. They didn't want to be stuck in a small apartment, working from home with their spouse and their 2 kids who were at school, and they felt the urgent need to buy a house. And there was such limited supply, it sent the prices surging. But I also think that they're saying no now, and I think houses are staying on the market longer, and the supply and the demand are going to separate a little bit. And I think there's going to be more supply than demand. People are going to pick out the house they want, not just any house that's available to them. And I think we're going to see the prices dropping. Are we going to see the prices crumbling or crashing? Not yet, but the prices will definitely come down to pre-pandemic levels, and people should be able to have a variety of homes to choose from and hopefully find their dream home. That are just my thoughts. I think a lot of things are transitory. I know Jerome Powell has been saying that. I don't think that inflation is here to stay on everything. Just let us get this supply chain disaster. I mean, shipping containers can't come here fast enough, and the price of shipping has just gone up exponentially. And it's not only, when I was talking to this woman about her socks, she said it's not just if you can get the container, it's getting the container off the ship and getting cranes to unload the containers, and it's getting trucks to move the containers. It's just a debacle all around. So we are going to see this debacle slowly unwind. I think it's going to take 12 to 15 months. So some things will still have transitory inflation, and some prices just might stay inflated forever, but I don't think it's going to be in all sectors. Anyway, that's all I have. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I wouldn't do this channel if you weren't watching. Thank you to everyone who made a comment or subscribed and liked this video. And if you haven't, please do so. Have a great day.